Today's movie is The Legend of Hercules, Hercules, Hercules! From 2014. Theme song.
Kyle's Reviews! Kyle's Reviews!
Alright, so, as always, if you do want to watch The Legend of Hercules, the link to watch it are down below in the description. So check it out. There's an affiliate link to Amazon. Give me a couple cents. There's a link to Just Watch where you might be able to find it elsewhere. So, this is one of two Hercules movies that came out in 2014. This is not the one with The Rock. The one with The Rock's actually fun, not too bad, unlike this one. This one's bad. So, it's another Rennie Harlin movie. Check out the link up here for the last time I reviewed a Rennie Harlin movie. Like the other one, it's not good. And it kind of shows Rennie Harlin is sort of just like a director for hire, because the style for this one is straight up 300. You know, the Zack Snyder movie with the slow-mo and the speeding up. Either Rennie's like, that's cool, I'll do it. Or they're like, Rennie, that's cool, you should do it. We'll give you money to do it. Either way, it's just silly, it's derivative, and it's just not good. So, the problems with Legend of Hercules go even deeper than the cinematic style. For some reason, they decided they wanted to be like accurate historical story, even though it's, of course, a myth. So, apparently, in some of the ancient myths, Hercules has a stepfather that's a king. So they decided to go with that story. So they keep with, you know, Hercules' mom sleeping with Zeus. And so he's half god, but his stepfather is a king. He's kind of a dick. He's also got a brother. And they don't even call him Hercules. Apparently, again, according to legend, Alcides or something.
His name will be Alcides, and he will never be an equal to his older brother.
But like I said, half the movie they don't even call him Hercules. Which, again, it's a weird choice. This is not like a true historical biopic. We don't need to grow up. It's not like, you know, we're doing a Mark Twain story and everybody's calling him Samuel Clemens, you know, because that's his real name. It's fake. Call him Hercules. That's what people know. So, Hercules, it's a very standard story. Hercules is in love with the princess from another kingdom, but oops, Dad promises her to the brother.
I saw more than hoof marks today.
Did you?
Watch yourself. I've known her just as long as you have, and with a more mature eye. I'm older than you, Alcides, and heir to this throne. Because
the king knows, hey, you're not really my son. He doesn't know that mom slept with a god, but he's like, she was sleeping around. You're not my real son. You're out of here. So he sends him away on a suicide mission. So we get lots of 300 fighting. But he doesn't die. Hercules does not die. Instead, he gets sold into slavery. So Hercules and his buddy, the only other survivors, are sold into slavery. And they have to make their way back to stepdad's kingdom because we're told in 3 moons, the girl is going to marry the brother. So this could have been kind of an interesting thing. They're on the clock. They got 3 months to get there. But they kind of mention it once. And, you know, so he can get there in time to stop the wedding, but they don't really mention it again. Instead, Hercules and his buddy, they're put in a fighting pit. And the guy who owns them is the dumbest guy ever, because they're like, well, you know, these fights are pretty cool, but not as cool as the fights back where we come from.
They hold an event Once a year. That's the most elaborate and beautiful and rich affair. You know, actually, it's not for you. No, it's the pure stuff there. None of this slipping in mud, dancing on beams. Oh, no.
And of course, the guys, the slave owners, like, oh, really? Let's go there. Like, dude, you're not going to be suspicious that your slaves are trying to pull a fast one on you? So, you know, I don't even know why it was called Hercules, because there's not a lot of the 12 labors of Hercules. There's stuff with a lion.
Enemy and lion.
You know, I think that was one of the things Hercules was called, but, you know, it's sort of part of him, you know, embracing his heritage as a god. Later on, there is some kind of magical stuff, but it could have just easily just as been, damn, that guy's a badass. They could have left the magic part out. So, the acting is also not great. This Hercules dude apparently was a model, and it shows. And I think part of the lack of self-awareness by anybody involved in this happens when Hercules is fighting in the ring. Now, of course, because he was originally called Heracles or whatever,
Alcides!
They don't know, who's this Hercules dude? But the crowd starts chanting, as I started the video with, Hercules! Hercules! Now, I don't know about you, but if I hear someone saying Hercules, 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 I'm not thinking of some badass dude fighting. I'm thinking of the scene with Eddie Murphy, where he's playing all the multiple characters and there's a little kid. Hercules, Hercules. No, so the fact that nobody involved in this movie either had the awareness, had the lack of groupthink to be able to speak up, or just nobody was willing to actually do anything about it, just sort of shows how bad this movie is, right? Because I'm like, how could anybody at the studio be like, that's all right. Nobody's going to confuse this with a famous clip that's of a movie. So it's just ridiculous. I mean, to kind of do sort of a pseudo-historical epic of Hercules is not the worst idea, but it's not good. Maybe they could have just called it something else, and then like halfway through, you're like, oh, this is Hercules, heck of a surprise, but no. I mean, it's okay. It's worse things. I'm going to give him 1 thumb up. 301? Do not call him Hercules. Watch the other one.